on tax appeals. Obviously, at least obvious to me, some comments I made at the last council meeting were certainly taken out of context and have generated some letters and I guess some interest about the right of individuals to file tax appeals. Nowhere in my comments did I question anybody's right to file a tax appeal. In fact, people who have asked me about tax appeals, I've told them how to file them. I've even told them the process, told them to call Mr. McGuire, the solicitor. I've told them to call our tax assessor for advice on how to do it. Everyone has a right to file a tax appeal. What I was talking about at the last meeting was what I believed was a conflict of interest and the different roles that individuals have when they are members of the governing body. Mike, with all due respect to your 23 years of appraiser experience and the fact that you've testified in federal and state court, if I sponsor a seminar and have you at that seminar, there is an appearance that when you appear before the tax appeal board or any other negotiations with the city that you are my endorsed appraiser. So there is certainly the appearance of conflict. So we have to be careful about that. I will not host a seminar with a tax assessor there, and I don't believe it's proper for a council member to host a seminar with a tax assessor under those circumstances, creating that environment. But I will tell you that I have given advice to a number of individuals on how to appeal their taxes, and when some individuals have complained about their taxes, I have told them that this is the process that you go through if you do not agree with the assessment that you have. The other thing that I want to make very clear is that the laws that we operate under with regard to tax appeals right now, and I did mention protecting the rateable base, because once we go into the County Board of Taxation for an appeal, there is a system, as you said. You would represent the homeowner. The city is represented by the solicitor, Mr. McGuire. In that process, Mr. McGuire, if he has not already negotiated a settlement because he and our tax assessor feel that there is some reason why that assessment is not correct, maybe the comps that have come in, or maybe there was a mistake made somewhere along the line. If that hasn't happened, when they get to the tax appeal board, Mr. McGuire's job is to put on the best case that he can, and yes, he is protecting the rateable base. The rateable base is composed of over 9,000 property owners. So when I talk about protecting it, there are 800 people who have appealed. Mr. McGuire's job is to protect the other 8,100 and odd number of people who have not. And the result of a tax appeal, and it is everyone's right to do that, is that the revenue that the city, if they are successful, the revenue that the city would receive in that year will be decreased by whatever the value is decreased. And in the subsequent year, that amount of money will be spread out among the other taxpayers to pick up the difference. So that is why Mr. McGuire and Mrs. Sakosha's job is to do that. So that was the context of my comments. Believe me, everyone has a right to file an appeal, and there is a process that is set up that is legal. In fact, if we had a legal way to look at an island-wide right now and to reduce taxes by a certain percentage based on the market, what would happen is, as you know, the overall, the aggregate rateable base would go down, our tax rate would go up. So that might be the fairest way if we work from the assumption that everyone's, at this point, their assessment based on the year that they were assessed was accurate. But we don't have that mechanism right now. The only thing we have is the process that is set up. So once again, I hope my remarks are not taken out of context. They certainly make for good letters that are political in nature, but they're not accurate. My role, I feel, is to set up a system that protects the rateable base with the appropriate professionals and gives taxpayers the right to do what they need to do in terms of their own situation. But for me to endorse a seminar with one appraiser, I couldn't do that. There are other appraisers who operate on the island as well.
Mr. Guenther, that wasn't my intention to endorse me or anything like that.
No, I understand that, Mike, but the perception could be there.
Mr. McGuire, I would hire him if I needed him. Okay, no doubt about his abilities. What it was the seminar was, the premise was what to expect and how to go about it. And Mr. McGuire, you can back me up on this. People come in here and they don't have a clue. They don't know what to say. They're coming with data that is totally irrelevant, that they may have gotten from a real estate professional who doesn't have a clue either. What the premise of that seminar was to just basically tell them what to expect and how to go about it. Use the correct sales. Don't pull punches. You may not be entitled to tax relief. It was
But
just
you
walking
would not have my name attached to that, or
No,
I believe
I'm not
any other
asking-
elected
I'm not
official,
asking
because
that. I'm
of
just
the
saying
appearance
it's
of a
helpful
conflict.
to the people
Right.
who don't know and can't afford.
No, and I appreciate you doing that.
You know, and I think it's a
Yeah.
good community service is basically what I was after. You know, we win, we lose. Tim does his job, I do my job. And there's many other appraisers. What I'm just saying is it's a good service. You know, I don't think I can get the library for free. I would like to do another one. We still have 2 or 3 more hearings.
Well,
would like to do
I
another
don't
one, but
believe, you know,
I'm
once
not going to be
again,
able to get a facility for free.
it's a gray area
to help the
because
citizens.
obviously as a result of that, you're probably going to retain some clients who are going to hire you and pay you to do the appraisal.
I'll turn them down, I promise. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Bruce?